Well, boys, the time has come. It was fun, but come March 12th, HighGuard, it's gizzo. It's gone. It's gone, and we have a post right here to go over, and I'm going to take you through it. Yo, boy, the boy, Henry Heck, back at it again with another video. HighGuard, baby. Oh, man, and it's an unfortunate one. It's one that, I was not looking forward to this. But the writing was indeed on the wall, and whatever speculation there may be as to why the game failed, the fact of the matter is this: there was not enough people playing. At the end of the day, you can't have a multiplayer game with no multiplayers. You understand what I'm saying? It just does not work. And while I did enjoy the game, as I've often said, there were flaws inside of the game. And one of the hugest missteps, I think, in releasing this game is there wasn't any test done prior to release where gamers out inside of the wild could get their hands on it and provide feedback. We've seen this with Marathon, right? The first test didn't go over with the people that great, but throughout the surveys and different feedbacks online, Bungie was able to bring the game back in line and kind of reshape it and tweak some things here and there so that over this last test, people enjoyed it, and over the period of a few months and people seeing the changes, people seeing the tweaks, they warmed up to the idea of what Marathon was presenting. Plus, it's coming at a time where people are not too stoked with the updates that ArtRaider decided to put forth, and in which they've also kind of in a way alienated a PvP player base that wants somewhere to belong. Say what you want to about multiplayer and PvE and PvP. PvP is a sect of the multiplayer realm. People do enjoy engaging with other individuals across the net and seeing who can come out on top. So if Marathon produces a viable field for these individuals to come forth and participate in the Coliseum, then of course those individuals are going to gravitate over there. But that aside, I really believe that after that initial announcement at the Game Awards, had they dropped that beta then, had they dropped a test right then so people could get involved and get their hands in it, then we may be having a different conversation right now today. They could have done that test over a period of however long the period was. I think they should have dropped that test, let it rock out for 4 days, and then shut it down, come back I don't think it should have released 30 days later. Like, absolutely not. Because it's just not enough time. It's not enough time to address that kind of stuff. And maybe push the release back to sometime this summer. We get HighGuard this summer. Marathon has already come. People would probably be more open to checking it out. People would probably be more open to jumping back in who had tried that test to see if those changes had taken place. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I did and I do have a good time with the game. I think the shooting is crisp. I think the movement is buttery. I think the characters and their abilities offer something different from warden to warden. I was interested in seeing how the story was unfolding and what the whole premise was going to be. Like, why are we going through these tests and battling one another, and the different mystic elements that were surrounding that universe. It was interesting to me, and I was really hoping to see all that unfold. But shit happens. You swing and sometimes you miss. Just like if you swing and sometimes you hit a home run. I just really think they came into this with the attitude they did with Apex, which was centuries ago. We just gonna drop it and it's gonna go. Different times. And you even have a juggernaut like Call of Duty kind of learning it the hard way. Where these days you can't have a pre-order just to get inside of the beta. That's not working anymore because other comparable studios aren't doing it. So if you're the only one left doing it, then it's not gonna work out the best. You're gonna have to change your ways, and you're gonna have to acclimate yourself to the current times and what's going on right now here today. But let's jump off into this and see what this article is talking about. All right, here we are now digging off into it. It reads as follows. Today we're sharing difficult news. We have made the decision to permanently shut down HighGuard on March 12th. Goodness gracious, that's right around the corner. Right around the corner. We won't even get to the end of the month, boys and girls. Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into HighGuard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believed in what we were building. For that, we are deeply grateful. You're welcome. You're welcome. Despite the passion and hard work of our team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. We hope you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and get those final great matches in while you can. And I will indeed. Rest assured, I will be up in there till the lights get shut off in that bitch. The team is excited to release one final game update to enjoy in the remaining life of the game. We'll be adding a new warden, a new weapon, account level progression, and skill trees. See, bro, if this let me finish it. Full patch notes are coming, and we're targeting tonight or tomorrow morning for a patch release. From all of us at Wildlife, thank you for playing, for supporting us, and for being part of HighGuard's story. Okay, now back up here. This whole skill tree situation. This should have been spoken about This should have been spoken about day one. This should have been here day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I meant when I said that, okay, you're back up against the wall. You don't have the luxury of keeping secrets. You ain't got the luxury of being mysterious. Stuff like this right here will provide depth. Stuff like this right here, skill progression, all time. Like, bro, and it's annoying. It's annoying me because had they done these tests like they should have, they would have known this. This stuff would have been ready day one, and we may not be in this situation where we having to say goodbye, where we having to get our final few matches in, where they having to shut the studio down and send everybody to the house. You know what I mean? New warden, come on, come on, man. And one thing I want to touch on is how great the studio has been as far as updating this game week to week, still with a skeleton crew. This team has been able to keep up, and of course they're not building all this stuff from scratch. They're just finishing it off and then putting it out and then making some adjustments here and there. But the pace at which they're able to do it is still at a much more accelerated rate than we're used to seeing with fully staffed developer studios. You know what I mean? A lot of studios, you having to wait weeks before you get a fix or a patch. They've been adding new modes almost every week. Well, not almost every week. Every other week they've added a new mode, which could have been out the gate had they done the proper test, pushed the release date back. You know what I mean? Could have been the case, bruh. And now, you know what I'm saying? People who enjoy the game are not in a situation where they might not even want to come and check this stuff out because it's like, why? What point? For what? You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna come and jump in, have this fun, and for a limited time. It's not even limited time mode. It's a limited time game, bro. You know, and you see all the comments and posts all around about, you know, the quote unquote gamers won. I seen that gamers won. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I thought y'all wanted more games. I thought y'all wanted more choice. I thought y'all wanted more options. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? You see a whole sea of hypocrisy swirling around this whole situation, because these same people that cheering for this was just crying about Blue Point closing down. Anytime a studio closed, developers get laid off, they're on the timeline crying. You know what I'm saying? Upset. What's going on with the industry? But when it comes to a live service game, it's cheering and hip hip hooray. People it's fatigue over here. Then they list out a couple of games that's failed: HighGuard, Concord, To Kill the Justice League. Never mind listening to all the single player games that plummet day to day. Out of all the thousands of those that come out, you only know about 10 to 15 of them. Those failures ain't justification as to why they should stop making them. Live service games ain't going nowhere. It's live service games are being positioned as low hanging fruit for people who don't even fucking play them to jump on the bandwagon. And again, this game was far from perfect. Even in this very video, I spoke about a bunch of missteps. But this game didn't fail because it's a live service game. This game failed because they made mistakes. This game failed because they didn't have proper feedback. That's why this game failed. A lot of these people's favorite games only successful now because they've been in fucking early access for 2-3 fucking years. Let them games come out raw without all that player feedback. See if it's a game of the year contender then. See if it's as good then. See if it's as rememberable then. Nah, you need that player feedback. And as time goes on, that becomes more and more and more important. From multiplayer games to single player games. We seeing more single player games in early access than ever before. Ever before. Because they don't want to run that risk of just throwing the game out there and having it die. They don't want to run that risk. Every single day you see a new AA style single player joint get early access. Early access. On Steam, early access. Every time. You know what I mean? That feedback is pivotal. Absolutely pivotal. And these brothers and sisters over here was operating on old info. Thinking they could just drop it in and it go. Nah, you need that player feedback. And at this point, the gamers are used to being able to give that feedback. You're not just finna drop a turd out the sky and people go, nah, brother. Not today. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all. And, hopefully they take this information. They got all the data, all the trees, all the graphs, they got all the information for if they were to come at this again, they know how to do it. They know how to do it. And again, they could have had this data and information earlier. They could have had this before release. 100%. They could have. But they didn't. That's what they chose to do, and this is what they got. This is what they got to live with. It is what it is. But this whole idea of it failed because it didn't fail because it was live service. No, you're not teaching anybody a lesson by, this game coming out and you shitting on it and not playing. No, people are still going to jump out the window to make live service games. They are. Come on now. That's like people saying, that's not like people saying, but that's like developers make a open world game and it failed. We not going to make open world games anymore. Obviously, that's not going to happen. People going to still make open world games. They are. They still going to make action adventure games. They are. They still gonna make roguelike games. They are. They're still gonna make Souls-like games. They are. In each of those genres I just listed out, tons of failures up in there. Tons of them. But that's not gonna stop people from making the type of games they want to make. And that's the long and the short of it, Like I say, kind of know what to hear this news, but this is the news we got. Drop a comment down inside the description. I keep saying inside the description. Drop a comment inside the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. Did you play this game? Did you enjoy this game? Is it good riddance to get this game up out of here? Let me know. That's all I got for you right now. Catch y'all outside the next one.